Let's just remember to bring our mind to the same place our body is. So, like me, you may have been rushing around all day or just rushed to get here and may not be quite settled. So just bring the mind to the same place where the body is. And check your feet and legs and make sure you're comfortable. Your sit bones are on something firm and slightly raised. Hands in the meditation mudra, right hand nestled in the left with the thumbs touching. And imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light, stretching from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. You can imagine someone is lengthening your spine, just very gently lengthening your spine. The shoulders are aligned with the hips. And just bring your ears in line with your shoulders, if that's possible. Head is slightly tipped forward, the eyes looking along the length of the nose, tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. You can relax the jaw. And let's just bring our awareness to the crown of the head. And welcome, Stephanie. And relax the scalp, the forehead, the eyes, and bring your attention to the back of the eye socket. And see if you can relax all the muscles there. And relax the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth. And relax the back of the head, the occipital bone. It's at the base of the skull. We hold a lot of tension there, underneath that bone. And relax the ears, and maybe put a little torch in your inner ear and relax the eardrum. And just notice as you do that, your jaw relaxes, the back of the tongue relaxes. So relax the temples, the back of the neck, the shoulders, the upper thoracic, the throat, the chest, the belly, the limbs, hands, fingers, feet and toes. And just bring the mind to the breath and notice the sensation of the air as it's flowing in. It's slightly cooler than the air as you exhale. And you may notice the sensation of the air depending on the shape of your nose, depending on whether you've been taught meditation in a different tradition. Some people are taught to notice the tip of the nose, the base of the nose. For our purposes, it's fine, we're just doing this for a short time. Just to notice the air flowing in. flowing out. If you have any sounds in your external environment, in your house, outside your home, just allow those sounds to be there. Excuse me. Try not to be distracted by the sounds, running towards them out of curiosity or pushing them away with aversion. Just let the sounds be. And notice the thoughts as they arise in your mind. And notice, are you busy? And try not to engage with your thoughts. Just allow them to flow. And try not to judge your thoughts. I think we all have these weird ideas about ourselves, about being unworthy or something wrong with us maybe. Or we should be doing this or we should be doing that. So just try and just let go of those thoughts. Imagine all those thoughts in a helium balloon. And you're holding on the string and you just let go of that string. And those thoughts disappear into space. And bring to mind all the people of your life, the ones you love, who take care of you, who you take care of, the ones who are who make a difference to you in your life, who are precious to you, and the ones we don't love that much. They're usually categorized in the text. This is the friend, the enemy, and the stranger. So we're the ones that irritate us and we irritate them. They're the enemy category. And then there are your strangers, the people we're indifferent to. We don't necessarily know their name, we don't care, we don't think about them. But we should try to develop equal concern for all three sentient beings in all three of these categories. Same concern we would have for our loved ones, in wishing them to be happy and wishing them to not suffer. Because all these three groups of people are the same in their wish to be happy and their wish to be free from suffering. They're also the same in this incredible capacity for enlightenment. We're not better or worse, we're all the same. So just bring to mind these people, and by extension all sentient beings. We can think particularly of the people in the war zone right now, the war zone we're all hearing about anyway, one in Ukraine. People who are involved in that, the Russian people, Ukrainians, Polish. So just think we'll do this meditation for them, for their sake, for the people of our life. And there is still COVID, quite serious outbreaks happening in different parts of the world right now. So think of those people as well. So there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And this purification practice is basically, it's a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind. So we're going to counteract that with this practice by creating some positive energy, planting some positive seeds. So we're purifying by applying the 4 opponent powers. So we do this Vajrasattva practice in the context of the 4 opponent powers. So the first is the power of regret. And sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think specifically of actions of both your body and your speech. And then generally regret all negative actions. So the reason we regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of future suffering that we ourselves will experience. So, we know we don't want it. So logically, therefore, we remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. And think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And then we regret our delusions, our anger, our jealousy, our criticizing others, our anxiety, depression, unhealthy desire. And just think, I'm sick of this suffering. So then what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So the first little section here is on refuge. So we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha or the doctor who has the methods that we can use to purify. And we're not wanting Buddha to forgive us. We're not asking Buddha to forgive us. We're wanting to use his methods to heal ourselves. It's like medicine. So we purify ourselves by relying upon his methods. So imagine Vajrasattva is above the crown of your head, a couple of inches above the crown of your head. And you can also think that this is the mind of your Lama manifesting in this aspect for your benefit. And imagine he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon disk. And this lotus, although born out of mud, is not tainted by the mud, it's not dirtied by the mud. And this is the same as our enlightened potential. It's born out of our delusions, but not tainted by them. So he has this beautiful, radiant, youthful, really gorgeous face, very attractive. He has long eyes. They're peaceful and full of love and compassion for us. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents indestructibility of compassion. And there being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, this is the second section, second little subsection of this section on refuge. We need to rely upon other beings, so the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by trying to develop some compassion for them. So think particularly of someone you may have harmed recently, maybe in the past. And try and develop a wish in your heart for them to be free from suffering. And then the same for all beings we may have harmed since beginningless time. And then think about those who have harmed you. And you have compassion for them because the harm they've caused you will cause them suffering, will bring suffering to them in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these sentient beings, and think I must purify for their sake. So here we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine. Doing the practice, recitation of the mantra and visualization. So the first is a purification of the body. And imagine that Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar. It's almost like coming out of a hose, a waterfall overflowing of quite a strong shower head, and comes from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you and forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dira Mebalwa, Sutokaya Mebalwa, Supokaya Mebalwa, Anarakta Mebalwa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Maha Samaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dira Mebalwa, Sutokaya Mebalwa, Supokaya Mebalwa, Anarakta Mebalwa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Maha Samaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dira Mebalwa, Sutokaya Mebalwa, Supokaya Mebalwa, Anarakta Mebalwa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Maha Samaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dira Mebalwa, Sutokaya Mebalwa, Supokaya Mebalwa, Anarakta Mebalwa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Maha Samaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dira Mebalwa, Sutokaya Mebalwa, Supokaya Mebalwa, Anarakta Mebalwa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Maha Samaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dira Mebalwa, Sutokaya Mebalwa, Supokaya Mebalwa, Anarakta Mebalwa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Maha Samaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dira Mebalwa, Sutokaya Mebalwa, Supokaya Mebalwa, Anarakta Mebalwa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Maha Samaya Sattva A Hom Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified, and think there is no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. So just imagine as soon as someone sees you, even just as simple as someone seeing you walking down the street, it benefits their mind. You just think how amazing would that be. So the next is a purification of the speech, and Guru Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar again from his heart chakra, and it kind of arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, pours into your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So it's kind of like when you're filling a dirty glass in the sink, just all the kind of, like a milky glass or something, all the kind of junk kind of floats up to the top of the glass and pours out the top. So it's the same here, except a little bit more forcefully than just overflowing. You can imagine maybe like a whale spout, or Lama Rinpoche would say it's like a hat being blown off your head. That's the level of force. So imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying, talking badly about others behind their back, getting other people to agree with you. All this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dira Mebalwa, Sutokaya Mebalwa, Supokaya Mebalwa, Anarakta Mebalwa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Maha Samaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dira Mebalwa, Sutokaya Mebalwa, Supokaya Mebalwa, Anarakta Mebalwa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Maha Samaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dira Mebalwa, Sutokaya Mebalwa, Supokaya Mebalwa, Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. And again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. And the next is a purification of the mind. So imagine now Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra. And these arc around, this light arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's very similar, it's the same as when you walk into a room, you flick on a switch and you turn the light on. That light instantly dispels the darkness, doesn't it? So the same here. The minute the light, or the second, the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your attachment and neediness and anger and violence, wishing to harm, your depression, anxiety, unhealthy desire, bitterness and grudges, grasping, jealousy, all this kind of heavy things we have going on in our mind, our habits, all dispelled instantly, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahosamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dido mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of your own suffering, all of our own suffering, and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech are totally gone, completely finished. And think now there is no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom, compassion and bliss. So now is a purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech and mind. So you can do, if you wish, a couple of mantras each of the visualizations of the body, speech and mind. Or, if that's a bit too much, you can just visualize light and nectar pouring into you from Guru Vajrasattva's heart. And it completely eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa stavasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So now feel you are completely purified, not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. So here we finally come to the power of resolve. So as we've been working, first of all, rejoice for the effort that you've been making over the more than a year now of doing this practice. So if you've any progress that you're making with your speech, your body, your mind, any habits that you've had that are somehow a little bit less, don't quite have the same impulse to say that thing that you did before, just really notice it and rejoice. And then other than that, just continue working on whatever it is you would like to work on between now and tomorrow perhaps. And just give yourself a timeline in terms of how long you can refrain from doing something. Because we have these habits, we're human, we forget. So maybe 5 seconds, 20 seconds overnight while you're sleeping. I will not talk about so-and-so behind their back. I won't ruminate. So just like that, keep it simple and rejoice in your efforts. And determination not to do something again or to try and make a change. You just make a decision. It gives us strength. So imagine Guru Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think my Guru's body, speech and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And LAMA YESHE calls this union oneness. So think, as Rinpoche recommends, meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a moment. And you can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not necessarily exist from their own side. You can also think perhaps that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. Okay, just dedicate all the merit, the positive energy you've created this evening doing this purification to all living beings, all the people of our life. Thinking, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. For Lamas of Rinpoche, you who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers honouring the three jewels, savour of myself and others, your disciples, please live long. For Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please live long. And for Geshe Cherub, beloved teacher leading your student towards wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequaled guide. Please live a long and stable life. Okay, everyone. I'm sorry I went 4 minutes over.
Thank you, Venerable Katy.